teaching stroke parenting. I am not an expert in teaching and parenting, I'm not. And I don't want to claim to be an expert. However, I have been in this field of teaching for a long time. 28 years now. Before most of you here were still at school, I was already breaking the chalk. Right. And also, I have read books written by the leading thinkers of this earth on parenting and teaching. Because I fully subscribe to the words of this guy who said, if Isaac Newton, he says, if I have seen far, it's because I would have ridden on the shoulders of the giants. And today, whatever I'm going to present is nothing new. I think that I've read, it is my experience for the past 28 years. I will share with you the 10 pillars of teaching and parenting. And I am sure if you listen up to the end, this presentation is going to be, if you incorporate, it's going to be an investment for you, for the next generations after you. So sit back, cross your legs, and enjoy the presentation. Parenting and teaching, ladies and gentlemen, is not a child play, especially nowadays. For some of us who belong to the old school, we know exactly what we're talking about. In the past, children would stand up or kneel down to greet a teacher who was just passing by. Nowadays, it's no longer the case. Nowadays, you can actually come across them playing on the road and they hit your car with the ball and they don't do anything. Nowadays, children have more rights than adults. That's the children that we're dealing with. And again, sometimes it's even very difficult to reprimand your own child. Very, very difficult. Because when they talk about child life, this and that, and all these things, if we're not careful, they might separate you from your job. Right. My first pillar is understanding your child. Understanding your child. Is it clear? Right. A story is told of an 8-year boy who was traveling with his father from town A to town B. And then when they were traveling, this boy would be heard shouting at the top of his voice, "Daddy, Daddy, see those trees, they're passing very fast, going backwards. Daddy, Daddy, see those clouds, they're moving very fast." The man sitting next to this family said, "My brother, excuse me, I know a doctor." These are doctors who deal with people who are, what do you call it? That word is sometimes difficult to pronounce. What do you call it? Yes, psychiatrist. Yes. He says, "I know a psychiatrist who can help your child with this wide behavior. And then the man looked at this man, eyeball to eyeball, and said, "My brother, I'm sorry. My child was born blind and just received his sight today. And he cannot hold the spills, the thrills and spills of what is happening around. Everyone has a story, and you need to know their story. As we sit here, you have a story, there's something that is happening in your life. You might sit and pretend as if things are okay. But if you were to go deeper and ask each one of us here, there's a tsunami somehow which is happening with your life. Sometimes you can be happy and say, "Hello, Mashina, how are you?" And then it just gives you a cold shoulder. You must ask yourself, why? What is she going through? What is she going through? Every child has a story. Someone actually put it this way bluntly. He says, be kind to everyone you meet, because everyone is fighting a battle. The same devil who is attacking you is also attacking the children. You may not understand why the child is behaving the way he's behaving. It's because there are certain issues. Right. James Comer says, no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. So we have to try by all means to maintain a good relationship with the kids. Because the kids that we teach are the bloodline and the streamline of our career. He goes on to say, if a teacher has a good relationship with students, then students will be more readily accept the rules and procedures and the discipline action that follow their violations. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that even my best writer, M. Escott Peck, in his book, The Road Less Traveled, he says, he begins his best-selling book by saying, life is difficult. Life is difficult. I am not a prophet of doom, ladies and gentlemen. Even Job himself says, Job 1:14 verse 1, he says, a man born of a woman is of few days, and his days are full of trouble. So, the first thing is to understand each and every child, because everyone has a story to tell.